Let's talk some grass. Can you see me, hear me? Drop a comment. Let me know. Should be live. Let's see here. What do we got going on? Are we working? Better check this out myself. What's going on? Loud and clear? Oh, okay. Good. Let's see here. Give people a few minutes here. Hopefully we'll get some more people watching before I get started. Sounds like she's working. Sweet. 1, 2 people watching. I know who those 2 people are, I think. Oh boy. People, where are you? Share it out on Facebook. I think Instagram would maybe be better. Let's see. Facebook. Oh, on my personal. Yeah, I could. All right. Suppose I should copy my link in there and drop it on. Somebody will jump on. Let's see here. Give me just a second. Anybody else? Still just the same 2? Alrighty. Let's see if we can get a few more people in here with that. Evidently my post on Instagram did not work. Be nice to have some lawn care folks in here. Boy, I might just have to get going, huh? Live in MN. Four people? There you go. Daniel Brown. Sweet, sweet. Well, anyways, I think we're just gonna get started, because if I don't start here, people watch this later and they won't want to watch much past 5 minutes of me just sitting here. So we are going to get started. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Zach. I'm the owner of Blades LLC. And I have been doing lawn care for, well, this will be my 7th year, I believe. And this will be my 3rd year on my own. So the first 2 years were part-time, and now I am full-time lawn care. So that being said, we will move on. Some of the things that I have experience with are lawn mowing. We have light landscaping, snow removal from large properties to small residentials, and I have an extensive background in fertilizing and seeding and aeration, so getting the yard started and looking green. Let's see here, what else we got. I took some notes down so I wouldn't be completely lost through this. So if you see me glancing off to the side, you know what I'm doing. Anyways, moving on. If you guys have any questions at any time, drop them in the comments. I'd love to interact with you. So I started out right out of high school doing lawn care, working for another company. Really enjoyed it. I always kind of knew that I wanted to work on my own, so I kept that in the back of my brain, and I kept doing lawn care. Did it for like 3 years for this guy. I did take a break and go work a retail job for a little bit, but I ended up going back because I liked it so much. And we ended up just parting ways, me and this other guy, and I went to welding school for a year. I got my diploma in advanced welding, so I'm actually a fabricator by trade. But yeah, so I did that for a couple years, worked at a company out of Big Lake, Flower City Bending. Really enjoyed the fabrication side of things, but I ended up working 410s and wanted something to do on my Fridays off. So I bought a lawnmower, an Exmark Radius, and started mowing part-time on the side. That being said, we grew. We got a few accounts, and I really wanted to make it a full-time thing, but I think I just needed the push. And I went down to work at I left the pipe fabrication shop to go down and work at some apartments as a grounds manager. So I did a lot of mowing and landscape work down there, and ended up going over to working for one of my better friends after I left the apartments down in the cities. Just wasn't quite working out for me. So we did, let's see here. How did I like the Exmark mower? Yeah, we'll pause on the story here and get into that a little bit. So the Exmark lawnmower is, I don't know, it's okay. They make really good ones, but this one was kind of like a light commercial, maybe like a heavier homeowner one. I think it was probably designed for people that were mowing an acre to 5 or whatever on their own. But I really liked the mower. I did not like the bagging system on it. It was plasticky, and I ended up wearing holes in it with all the sand in our area here. We have quite a few areas of sand around here. If you go down towards like the cities a little bit or off to the west, it is more clay or darker dirt. So probably would have been okay out there, but around here in the Princeton area, that's where I am from. the sand likes to wear holes in parts. So it's also hard on the blades, but there's no getting around that because every lawnmower has blades. So anyways, yeah, I ended up quitting the apartments, went over to work for a friend of mine, and he was more of a landscaping company. We were trying to start a lawn care division off of it. And what ended up happening was their overhead was really high. And to start out making, $40 here and $40 there, mowing residential lawns, just wasn't quite cutting the mustard. And I really wanted to keep mowing grass. I really didn't want to do the landscaping side of things full time. I wanted to mow. That's just kind of what my background was. So I just decided to do it. And we ended up just I actually ended up taking the accounts from him, or most of the accounts from him, and just kind of going off on my own. So it was kind of a mutual agreement to just part ways, but it ended up working out for me, and I think for them too. Really, we still work together and send customers each other's way, and it works out. So that's kind of how I got to working full time on my own now. So last year half the year was full time, and now this will be my first full year. But nonetheless, I have got the experience, and we are in the full swing of things right now. We are bidding work like crazy. It is definitely out there, and I'm really excited to get going this year. The snow melting has really got me fired up, so we're ready to rock and roll. So one of the things that kind of makes me unique is having that fabrication background as well. I build a lot of my own stuff. I actually built my first lawn care trailer while I was working at the pipe shop. So that was kind of cool. I got all the steel at cost, which was a huge lifesaver. So I got a 14, I think that's a 14x7 utility trailer I built. And if you go on my Facebook page, I believe, or I think it's on my Instagram too, it's a red trailer. You can see it. So yeah, I do that. And I also build my own attachments for lawnmowers. Okay, let's see. Let me know who's all in the comments. Let me know where you're at and where you're from, and what you do as far as your company. Let's see here. We've got Rachel asking, how big of a crew do you have now? Yeah, so it's just my wife and I right now. My wife's little brother will be coming on to work with me this summer. Of course, he's still in school, so it'll just be a part-time thing. But yeah, her and I, it's plenty of work for the two of us, and we go to town and I get things done. So that's been working out really good. I also have my brother-in-law and a good friend of mine that do help out when I need it on bigger jobs. So I hope that answers that. We are, okay, so are you still doing welding on the side? I do still do welding on the side. My garage is actually set up to weld, so that's pretty cool. I build trailers still, and I do build lawnmower dethatchers, which is kind of cool. I've just recently gotten into that. For those of you who don't know, I mounted a winch on my Toro grandstand. That is an awesome video, so go over on my channel and check that video out. I don't think you'll be too disappointed. Let's see here, what else we got? Any more questions before I move on? How many people do we have in here now? I think I see 4, but that number kind of bounces around a little bit. Alrighty, well, if there's not any questions right now, I will move on. I'll talk a little bit about the equipment that I use. So, hey, Avery, how's it going, bud? Let's see here. We got a Toro grandstand. That's my main mower, and we run that basically as our number one mower. I used to have the Exmark Radius. I just sold that, and I'm hoping to change that to possibly another Toro grandstand at some point, 60-inch Toro grandstand. Let's see here. What else we got on the list of stuff? We have a dump trailer. We have obviously the utility trailer that I built. We just bought a Toro Spraymaster. It's brand new. We are super excited to try that thing out. I did come off of a Z spray, which is very similar to that Toro Spraymaster. We have two Steel FS91R trimmers. Those have been phenomenal. However, they do not like humidity. I just cannot get that figured out. They like to bog out a little bit. I know there's a screen in the carburetor, or it's actually not on the carburetor, it's on the exhaust. So if you guys run steel trimmers and you're having difficulties with them kind of bogging, you got to clean that little screen filter out. Minnesota Lawn and Landscape, thanks for joining. I'd like to have you on here sometime. So I think down the road here, that'd be awesome. Let me know if you'd be interested in doing that. I'm just kind of talking about some of my lawn care equipment here. Let's see here. So I also did buy this last year. I bought a KM91R combi head. That is something that you can run a lot of different attachments on. I've really enjoyed using that. We have we have an edging attachment for it. We have a pole pruner, and we have a pole hedge trimmer, which have definitely paid for themselves. And I'd spend that money all over again. It was a great purchase. We have two BR800 steel backpack blowers. I have one which is a side start. I have the regular pull start. And actually, if you ask me which one I use more, I would say I actually grab the regular pull start one, just because it's convenient to start. The other one, you kind of gotta wind it up a little bit to get the tension there, and then give her a rip. So just for convenience, I oftentimes just grab the regular BR800, which is more than okay. They both work good, but I say I favor that one a little bit more. I think it's an HS54 hedge trimmer. That thing is awesome. That thing too has paid for itself many times over. I'd buy that all over again. Then I don't do much tree work, but we do have an MS271 Farm Boss, which is super inexpensive, and it's probably one of the best bang for your buck chainsaws out there. And then for really small stuff, for like trimming trees, just limbing them up a little ways, I have a MS170, which is super light, and it uses like no fuel, so it's super handy. Let's see here. It looks like there's a few more people coming in here. I'm just talking about some of the equipment that we use here at Blades. I have a Honda push mower. That thing is really sweet, absolutely bulletproof. The thing starts on the first pull like every time. It's really awesome. In the winter time, we do use a 8-foot poly plow. It's a Hinneker straight blade, and it works really well. I've gotten 3 years on it now, and I paid $1,500 for it, and that thing has done me great. I've had zero issues with it. So Minnesota Lawn and Landscape. I wouldn't mind being on a panel with you here in the near future and do like a Q&A and just talk and hang out. Absolutely. Yeah, I would absolutely love to do that. I think it'd be really nice to get to know each other. That's kind of one of the reasons why I've been interested in doing this. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I just hope that we can network with some other lawn and landscape companies. And I get a lot of them are down south. The ones that follow me on Instagram and stuff, a lot of them guys are down south. So warm season grasses are definitely a little bit different than our cool season grasses up here. And I would say there's a few other differences that would make it a little bit different, but it'd be kind of cool to learn about it. So yeah, let's see here. What else? I bought a Toro Power Clear snowblower this year that was absolutely awesome. I don't know if any of you guys run those or not, but they are really sweet for doing sidewalks. I do have two trucks. I have a 2002 Chevy Silverado 2500 heavy duty. That's an extended cab, a regular box, a short box truck. And I started plowing with that, and I've moved on to my white crew cab long box Chevy 2500. And that thing is just nuts to plow with, man. I had kind of a rough season with that thing. It's a little obnoxious to plow with. But anyways, yeah, what do you guys run for plow trucks if you guys have them? Be curious to see. Have any of you guys ever plowed with a crew cab long box truck? I'd be curious to know. Sean says, I do have around 15 years of experience and could tell a lot of people what not to do and the mistakes I've made. Yeah, that's a huge part of lawn care, isn't it? Minnesota Lawn and Landscape is sometimes we learn the hard way. In fact, I think sometimes we learn best from our mistakes. So having that much experience, I'm sure you've made your fair share of mistakes, and the most important thing is that you learn from them when you're out there. I definitely did my fair share of mistakes this year. I made a few. I did bump a garage door just barely while plowing this year. I was not used to the length of my truck and did bump a garage door. So I did take care of that for the customer, by the way. I feel like that's the right thing to do in the situation. Let the customer know immediately and take care of it. But within my 6 years of plowing up until this point, I never did any damage to anything. So kind of cool that I got away for that long without doing damage. I have an 8-foot Boss plow and run the Dodge 3/4 ton gasser. For sure, I think gas trucks are the way to go for plowing snow in this state. Brutally cold winters would kind of make it tough on a diesel truck, I feel. Excellent for pulling bobcats and stuff, though, those diesel trucks. So if you do a lot of that, a diesel might be the way to go. But that's a conversation for another time. Gas versus diesel. Maybe we'll have it on here though at some point. So yeah, let's see here. I made some notes for myself, so I had stuff to talk about if the little comment section wasn't flowing here. So let's see here. Some of the struggles I've had when I was starting was I used Home Advisor, and I don't know, some people have different feelings about them maybe, and I definitely felt like I was being scammed by them. I don't know if you've watched my videos on that or not, but it was kind of a tough go with them. I would just say landing work and getting good customers is kind of tough. You got to weed out the bad ones, unfortunately. Haven't had a whole lot of rotten luck with people, but I have had a few that have really gone off the deep end. So I definitely like to hear some stories from you guys at some point on here. I'm just kind of doing an introduction to this tonight. I'd like to do this every Thursday if possible, kind of do a turf talk. We'll get some people in there and we'll do some talking with some different lawn and landscapers. So let's see here. Oh, I got some comments here. When should I fertilize and aerate? Well, I start with a pre-emergent, and I start doing that when the ground temp hits about 50 degrees. I believe about there. I do still reference my handbook on that sometimes, but yeah, it's been about 50 degrees. I put pre-emergent down. We try to get those weeds before they germinate. But yeah, sometimes they just creep in early. I actually found some weeds in the garden today that looked fresh. I don't know if that's possible or not for those to grow already, but maybe. Black dirt. Aerations, I prefer to actually aerate in the fall, especially if you're going to overseed. I like to do that in the fall just because, well, the weeds have already done their germination, and so when you're pulling plugs, you're not putting like dandelion seeds and stuff in those holes. Spreading dandelions is not good. Hopefully I answered that. If not, let me know and we'll expound some more. But let's see. Anybody else have any questions? Let's see here. I really wish we could have got a few more people in here tonight. Pre-emergent down before 70-degree ground temp for a week straight. Yeah, that's an excellent point for sure. What about you, Sean? Do you like to do aerations and overseed in the spring or in the fall? I'd be curious to know. Well, I'm waiting for that response. I will say another thing that kind of makes me unique in our company is that I do all of my own maintenance. I do my own plow installs, do my own mower maintenance. That stuff does not get taken in usually unless it's something super major. So I put water pumps in trucks and just keep them all going, change the oil. Only aerate in the fall personally. Yeah, I think that's pretty common, is to do it more so in the fall. Unless somebody is just absolutely dead set on having it done in the spring, I just rather would not do that. And I do like your aerator. I'd be curious to know how that thing works for you. Those stand-on aerators are really nice. I've been thinking about getting one, but maybe not this year because I did buy the Spraymaster this year. So I'm super excited to try that out, by the way. I did come off the Z spray, like I said earlier, so it's really similar, but just Toro kind of put their own twist on it. The best variety of grass seed for heavy ground. Yeah, so I like to use, especially if you're doing like a new construction job. I like to use a landscape mix. Go to the co-op and get a good landscape mix, and that should be an awesome mixture for those heavier grounds. That's what most contractors use. So if you want to look into that, that's the route I would personally go. And then get some of that starter fertilizer down with that grass seed as well, and that'll help it really go. Thanks for asking, Missy. Let's see here. Got any more comments? Let's see here. What else do we got? Do you guys have any advice for somebody starting out in the landscaping side of things? I've been kind of dabbling with the idea of doing some dirt work now, and I guess I've done a little bit of it. We did a big brush clearing job on a wicked hill, but yeah, I haven't done a ton of landscaping stuff. What am I paying for a bag of fertilizer? I think I pay around $22 a bag. And I go through Nutrien, which is in Big Lake on Highway 10. I know there's also Federated co-ops in this area. They have good prices. I definitely never go to a retail store and buy homeowner stuff. That stuff is loaded full of fillers, and it does not seem to do quite as good of a job as the stuff that the co-op gives me. So yeah, what do you pay for a bag of fertilizer down there? Let's see here. Got 7 people watching. That's awesome. Oh boy, what else we got to talk about? I did make some notes here, so if you see me glancing off at the side, I am just trying to fill my time here with some stuff I jotted down. 50 pound, yep, 50 pound bags. I don't know, can you buy it in like bigger bulk than that, or do you get like a better deal if you buy a whole pallet? I guess I've just always bought it by the bag. Let's see here. Well, I won't go too late here, guys. I don't need to bore you all to death. Oh, that's a really good price. Wow. Yeah, I suppose. So are you finding that the pre-emergents are more expensive than just the straight fertilizer? And I don't know about you, Sean, but I do run, oftentimes I try to stay away from weed and feeds at the beginning of the year. I like to run just like a straight summer fertilizer, and I use my sprays to manage the weeds. I just don't know how effective the weed and feed mixtures. I don't know how well those do, but I've always had really good luck running straight summer fertilizer once the end of May rolls around, and then just taking care of the weeds that do develop after the pre-emergent with the spray. So, oh, gotcha. Okie day. And where does that come from? I think you guys have you have a Site One down in Plymouth too, I believe, and they're a good company to buy from too, I believe. Yep, same here. I only use granular fertilizer, and I use liquid for weed control, so must be on the same page. It's kind of cool. I love doing fertilizing, guys. If you know of people in the central Minnesota area that need fertilizing done and weed control, tell him to get a hold of me, or sounds like Sean really knows what he's doing here too with the weed control. Minnesota Lawn and Landscape, look into them. He also has a really cool YouTube channel, so if you are into watching lawn care videos, Sean with Minnesota Lawn and Landscape, he does a really good job, and I hope to have him on here soon, maybe this next coming week or the following, and we can just hang out and talk some lawn care. It'd be better than you guys just sitting listening to me. So let's see here. Yeah, ain't that something too? We run almost the exact same equipment. I'd be curious to know. I think you go to Lano for most of your equipment too. In where is that? Down in, gosh, I just spaced out. Loretto, yeah, Loretto. I was thinking Anoka, but there is one there too. So, anyways, yeah, that is just too funny. Let's see here. Looks like we got 11 people watching now. Lano and Loretto. I was right. Cool, cool. Well, guys, do you have any more questions? Otherwise, I think we will wrap things up for the night. Let me know what you got. We'll just spend a few more minutes on here answering some questions, and then we'll hang her up. And hopefully somebody will come back next week and watch again. So I do use this StreamYard app because I don't think I can run a live off of straight YouTube. So Sean, if you want to download that at some point, maybe this week, we can figure out how to get you on here, and maybe I can have my sister help us with that, and I can get you on here. Yeah, so I do have what are those green trimmer racks? I forget what the brand of those are, but I have those mounted on my trailer, and I do have a gas rack that I made in the front, which works really well. I really want to switch to an enclosed trailer for many reasons. I believe the main one is storage. My garage is so full. I just want to keep all that lawn care equipment inside the trailer, so I don't have to be pulling it off the trailer every night and into the garage. Yep, it's the Green Touch ones, correct. And I really dig those because you can lock your trimmers up on those and nobody can wander off with them, which is super nice. Yeah, with all my welding experience. Yeah. I could probably, but I did buy those because I was pretty tight on time earlier this year, and I needed some pretty quick, so I just bought some. But equipment defender racks, I'll definitely have to look into those. Whose link did we just drop? Living MN, so people know. And for those of you who don't know, I have Live in MN Outdoors here. They are moderating for me tonight. So thank you guys. If you have not and would like to watch some outdoors stuff like hunting, fishing, that type of stuff, I hunt and fish with those guys, and we just have a dandy of a time on the weekends when I'm not doing yard work. We are usually out filming YouTube videos. So yeah, go over and check them guys out. They do an awesome job. In fact, we went fishing this last weekend and I caught a huge northern, and there's a sweet video on there. That thing was like 38 inches long. So very good video. Perfect. Thank you for dropping that in there. Really appreciate that. Let's see here. Minnesota Lawn and Landscape says I have StreamYard, know how to use it as okay. So yeah, cool, cool. Well, maybe let's do that next Thursday night if that works for you. If not, let me know. Yeah, it does make it really cool. I like watching all the Minnesota stuff too. I'm a diehard Minnesota boy, so don't think I could live anywhere else. Let's see here. Did I miss anything? If not, I think I will just wait and see if we can get a go for next Thursday from Minnesota Lawn and Landscape, and then I think we'll check out for the night. But I really appreciate all of you guys watching, and if you have questions about how to make your yard greener or any other questions related to snow removal or light landscaping, even shrub trimming, which I didn't mention earlier, let me know. Yeah, I will. That sounds really good. I will send you a message on Instagram. Perfect. Sounds good. Well, as I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate all the participation in the comments. And yeah, drop a thumbs up if you haven't already. And I hope to see you guys back next Thursday for some Turf Talk Thursday. So we'll sign off for the night, and y'all have a good night. And thanks again for watching.